All right, let's get this party started. Welcome back, everybody. We are in the 12 noon breakout session for all those that are also on the East Coast. Today, this session is going to be led by Stefan Mersch. Stefan is the Senior Manager of E-commerce at Benjamin Moore. He brings a background in customer psychology and strategic communication. He helps businesses better understand buyer behavior and build stronger, more authentic sales relationships. Stefan's approach is practical, it's grounded in a real world application. This session is titled Selling What Your Customers Actually Want, Winning in the Moments That Matter. Stefan, welcome. Excited to hear what you have to say today. Thanks for being here.
Appreciate the introduction, Michael, and really excited to be here today. It's a really awesome thing that PaintScout is doing, getting everybody together over here. And I'm excited to talk to you today about the moments that matter and digital strategies that are tailored more for painting contractors to help your business grow in this, evolving space that just continues to evolve more and more over time. So let's see. All right, we're up and running. So a little bit more about me. As Michael said, my name is Stefan Mersch, Senior Manager of Digital Experience over here at Benjamin Moore. Father of two. I've got a 2.5-year-old and a 4-month-old. So life is really crazy right now. But I have over 13 years of experience in digital strategy. Really fell into it out of college when digital marketing was starting to emerge, and developed a really big passion for the digital space. Started at Benjamin Moore and started getting acclimated with this industry in 2019 as a tagging consultant, where I was really tasked with helping us measure behavior a little bit better, see things a little bit differently around how people were using our website. And that eventually led to a full-time role in search marketing, where I was tasked with understanding a little bit more about what people were looking for as it related to paint. Michael sort of said psychology. What do people mean when they're putting these words into Google? What are they looking for? How can we best meet that intent with great content? Because SEO is really all about just making the best content on the internet for whatever that search term is. And currently, I'm overseeing our digital marketing efforts at Benjamin Moore, including social media, search marketing, email, e-commerce, and digital properties, including our website roadmap. So there's a lot of fun things happening over here at Benjamin Moore. So what are the moments that matter? I think that I would characterize them really as the key decisions that need to be made for your customers. That first impression with your business is so crucial, and it often starts with your Google business profile. It's where your sales process really begins, is that first impression. So establishing a strong online presence that communicates value and builds trust starts there, but it really continues across all of your other digital touch points. So your website, your social media accounts. These are all opportunities to offer your business the opportunity to build credibility. And that carries all the way through to your sales process, meeting with the customer, your responsiveness, your email, your SMS, all the way to job completion. So every single touch point really with your business is truly a moment that matters to your customers. So treating them with the utmost importance can go a long way in terms of helping you retain these customers and get those jobs completed. So starting with the Google business profile, I'm going to talk a little bit about what we can do there to make sure that we are communicating the value and establishing a strong first impression. So why does having a strong Google business profile matter? Well, according to SEMrush, there are over 200,000 monthly searches for some form of local painting service. And almost all of those near me searches have a map pack with a list of painting contractors right there near you. So this is the first impression for most new customers. It helps establish your business locally and really makes it easier for those clients to find and learn about your services. So when we're talking about digital strategy, I like to go in terms of crawl, walk, run. It helps you find a good foundation. build off of that good foundation, and then carry some consistency into how you're going about your day to day. So from a crawl perspective, it's really about taking charge of your first impression. Claim that business, highlight your essential info, get the name, address, phone number, the years that you've been in business, and highlight what makes your business unique. This is an opportunity that just can't be wasted. So, it also offers the opportunity to connect with customers. You can share updates with them via posts. You can have special offers listed. There are reviews, which we'll talk about in a second. And it's a great place for you to highlight all of the services that you provide to your customers. So over here on the left, you can see this local contractor near me that offers cabinet painting, drywall painting, exterior painting. This is great for me as a homeowner to be able to understand, okay, this person, this business does exactly what I need them to do. Let me give them a call. When it comes to walk, this is really about, getting a little bit more serious about attention to detail. So sharing photos with logos, highlighting your work, prioritizing that cover image, which is going to be the first image that somebody sees. These are what are going to help you stand out to potential customers. And, the next step beyond those photos and logos is the foundation of reviews that you're going to want to be consistently asking your customers for. As you're out there and you're delivering good results and you're adding value to your customers' lives, it's really important to get that foundation and to continue to build off of it. And then from there, just make sure that profile is complete. It doesn't make sense to leave any blanks on your profile. Make sure that you're listing your business information, add those years of experience, and just continue to fill those in. And then when it comes to running, this is really just all about maintenance. So, making sure that you're updating it consistently, adding those photos, sharing the updates. It oftentimes, you build out your profile and it goes on autopilot. And you know what? If it works for you, it works. But I can tell you that a lot of customers are going to see the value in some of the attention that you give to it. So respond to those reviews, even if it's a 5-star review. Just thank them for the thoughtfulness of their response, as you can see that this owner did over here. Thank you for the wonderful review. I'm glad to hear you appreciated the professionalism and communication and the team's efficiency. That just goes a really long way. Just for any customer that you're trying to win over, just before they even pick up the phone, And then it's also helpful to post answers to frequently asked questions here. Any opportunity that you have to answer questions before they get asked is an opportunity to save time for you, right? Which is obviously really important. And then just a plug for something that we do with Contractor Rewards. Automating review collection is a really great way to make sure that you're consistently out there and requesting reviews. There are platforms out there like Nice Job that really focus on making sure that you can consistently generate customer feedback. It allows you to focus on delivering quality service and not having to consistently just be the person who is asking. So, through SMS, through email, Nice Job has a lot of really great analytics tools and software in there, and campaigns that you can build to make sure that you are asking for reviews without asking for reviews. So with Contractor Rewards, we actually recently enabled the ability to redeem a Nice Job subscription using Contractor Rewards points. So definitely encourage you to check that out if you haven't already. And then all in all, when it comes to Google Business Profile, the top 3 takeaways I would take away here is just ensure your profile is complete and accurate. Make sure that you're maintaining it, updating regularly, and keeping the posts and content fresh, and respond to those customer reviews promptly. It truly does go a long way. And then, moving on to the next stage here. I mean, what sets you apart when all of the ratings are 4.5 stars and above? I think that's an issue that a lot of painting contractors face. And the more sophisticated everybody gets, the more you'll start to see this sort of, fragmentation. And there are so many other opportunities for you to stand out. And I want to focus right now on the website because it is a really, really good opportunity to showcase your professionalism and the quality of your work. So why does it matter? Your website is really a reflection of your services, and it establishes your business as a credible and professional service provider to new customers. So when you're taking a crawl, walk, run approach to building out a website, it starts with your homepage. I mean, you could get by just by having a really, really great single page website that has all of the information that your customers need, highlights your services, highlights some of the benefits of working with you, and gives customers a good way to submit their information to be contacted. So building a great homepage is really important. Mobile friendliness is really important. Customers are browsing on the couch looking for painting contractors. A lot of near me searches happen on mobile. But yeah, just really build a great homepage, use high quality images, prioritize high quality images too. That's something that's easily forgotten about. Everybody's got an iPhone, but every once in a while, maybe splurge for some professional photography that you can use here and elsewhere. Make sure you're including essential information. It probably makes sense to have some sort of blog, but essential information like your services. Do you offer interior, exterior? What does your prep sort of look like? And then make sure that you're collecting leads. Clear calls to action like the one you see here. Get a free estimate. That's just a really, really powerful, strong call to action. And also, not to be understated, is the importance of having your name, address, and phone number as a local signal on your website. So as Google is trying to look at all of the information out there in the world, there's a lot of different places where somebody could have either your business name or a name, address, and phone number out there that's completely incorrect. So your website is a really strong signal to Google who you are and where you're located. When it comes to walk, this is where I would probably start to think a little bit more about SEO. Start to think about the content that's going to be valuable to your customers. Build out your website so you can ensure that it has higher potential to rank for some of those near me terms. And I'll say, when I was doing the research for this presentation, painting contractors near me is one of the big ones for sure. But you'd be surprised how many people are searching for exterior painting near me, commercial painters near me. There's just, excuse me, so many different opportunities out there that you might be able to get in front of them just by having a dedicated landing page for your exterior offerings or your commercial offerings. So create dedicated pages for each of those services, and make sure that it's optimized so that when people are searching for those services, they know where you are and where to contact you. Also have lead submission call to actions on those pages too. Don't just leave it on your homepage. And then also using a clear and intuitive navigation goes a long way too. So here with Headwaters Painting, the services has a drop down where you can dig into exterior, interior, cabinets, commercial. But there's an About Me page, there are testimonials, there are reviews, and there's a contact page. If you're thinking about what's going to add the most value to one of your customers in this moment where they first reach your website, these are all of the things that they're really going to look at and care about. I mean, what do other people say about you? Who are you? And what can you help me with? So, anything that you can do there to make it easy to find that information really, really also goes a long way. And then when it comes to run, The professional photography element of it is super important. There are so many widgets for all of the website platforms out there. If you're using Squarespace or Wix, there are lots of like native integrations in those platforms where you can add your social feed. You can add your Google business profile, so that reviews are kind of coming in a steady stream. And that's just a really great place to provide that social validation that people are probably looking for when they visit your site. Maintain a blog. This is really like if you're in the run stage, you want to show up more on Google. You want to drive more organic traffic to your website, and you want to also establish a little bit more credibility. The blog is a great way to continue to build out that organic presence. It also helps you add personality. So if a person's in there checking out all of the content on your website and seeing what you're providing, you can add case studies, project highlights. All of these things go a really long way in terms of building trust with your clients. And you'd be surprised with certain analytics tools what people are clicking on as you build out each of these pages. So focus on the analytics too. See if there's anything that's sort of popping out. Maybe you want to do some A/B testing when it comes to your CTAs. Maybe get a free estimate isn't what's working best. You want to try something else. There are so many ways to optimize your website, and definitely just getting started with that decent homepage and prioritizing the leads that come in from your website. That's a great way to get off the ground and hit it running. So what I would really focus on here is mobile friendliness. Make sure it's easy to navigate. Build your website for specifically collecting leads. Like there has to be a goal for this website, and that goal should always be collecting leads if you're offering services. Regularly update your content to keep it relevant and engaging. And then also using high quality images and testimonials really goes a long way in terms of building trust. So next, we're going to talk about how we can use social media to further establish credibility and build trust. Because for a lot of consumers who are looking to get inspired, you never know who's going to be in your area. This also has much further going reach than necessarily your website or that near me search. I think if you look at this industry and how everybody is sort of coming up together, social media is a big driver of that. And why does it matter? It's really an extension of your services. It can help you connect with potential clients and with other contractors who are going through similar issues as you, and offer you an opportunity to showcase your work to potential customers. So when you're having that conversation and you're meeting with customers, and a particular room looks like something that you did for a customer, and the conversation's going well, you have a reference point that you can use. So when it comes to crawling on social media, really starts with choosing your platforms. Like, where do you want to even show up? And I think what you can do there is start sharing your work, create your accounts, have a Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and even a Pinterest account. Facebook is good because there are lots of local groups reaching out to people via local groups. Looking for people who are looking for painting contractors is a great way to proactively go out and look for leads. But also there are painting contractor groups where you can interact with other painting contractors and share some issues that you're having. So it's a great way to build your network. Instagram is a great place to showcase your work. Very visual. It's something that you can have in your pocket and show to others. TikTok is another great place for you to show your work and highlight your process a little bit too. So you can, really share your attention to detail. It's a good link to have on your website as well. And then YouTube, if you want to get into sort of educational and informative content, you might want to have a YouTube channel. But Pinterest, I think, is a bit of an underappreciated platform. It's where Facebook, Instagram, TikTok has the appeal of the doom scroll. You're just constantly like flying through, and you really only have 2 seconds max to capture somebody's attention on any of those platforms. Pinterest, on the other hand, is a slower scroll. People are looking for inspiration. They're looking specifically for something that's going to inspire them and get them started on the path to a project. So you can use boards to provide inspiration for customers. You can have a board for the white paint colors that you like the most, specific design styles. Benjamin Moore has a ton of boards that you can reference. So yeah, it really just starts with choosing your platforms and what you want to focus on, and start introducing yourself on these platforms. When it comes to walking, here I would say that the experimentation starts to take fold. As you're showing your work to customers, you're starting to monitor engagement. You are starting to encourage interaction with your social posts. You're asking questions. You're responding to comments. You're asking follow-up questions. And you're starting to build a little bit of a community for yourself in doing this. And then when it comes to running on social media, that's where it gets really fun. You're spending a little bit more time focusing on a content schedule, and everybody is sort of hurting for time, but you want to find a cadence that works for you if this is something you want to prioritize. And staying consistent is really going to pay off in the long run when it comes to social. And something that also goes a long way in terms of scaling your social content schedule is establishing some content pillars. Things like project showcases, tips, behind the scenes, sharing some recent reviews and testimonials. All of these things, I mean, you don't want to have too many content pillars. I'd probably focus on getting really good with 3 or 4. And if one isn't working, maybe like cycle a new one in, test something else, and just continue to use analytics to refine your strategy over time. Each social platform has a slew of analytics tools that can help you understand your audience and who your reach is. So definitely encourage, each post that you use has one of those, like analyze reach, look at reach. So check it out from time to time and see how each of your posts are doing. So for social media, I'd really recommend selecting the platforms where your target audience is most active, and also platforms that are going to help you in your sales cycle. Post regularly to all of those platforms and engage with your followers to build that community, rack up the like counts, and plan your content in advance to ensure that you're able to maintain a consistent schedule with social. Again, I was talking about this a little bit with social, but here's where the conversation with the homeowner starts to take fold. So, you have successfully acquired a lead. You got them on the phone, and now we're trying to understand how to navigate these conversations where the first impression has already been made. So this is really all about building trust. It's and earning trust. We've sort of built trust through social, through our website, through Google Business Profile. But this is where effective communication is really, really important. Prompt communication, when somebody is submitting that lead form, making sure that you're getting back to them quickly, either using CRM software or tools like that, can help you build stronger relationships with clients and also help you establish the value that you're there to provide. So when it comes to working on your communication, I think that there are 3 things that are really, really important to focus on and always be trying to improve upon. I think all of us struggle with communication from time to time, and recognizing where you can work on things and identifying areas of improvement. I guarantee that attention will focus will go a long way. But focusing on responsiveness is really important. So CRM tools and automation can help you ensure that outreach is consistent, and that you are responding to people as the leads are coming in. Set up automated responses for those initial inquiries, and then follow up either via SMS or email. And then definitely be clear and thorough in your communications to avoid surprises down the line. I think confirming all details with clients is something that's going to go a long way here. Providing detailed quotes, tools like PaintScout can help ensure all of these details are covered throughout the process. But also, scheduling appointments is big. There are tools out there too for your website that can help you schedule appointments. I know Acuity is a really good one, and these are widgets that are in some of the bigger website platforms out there. But schedule those appointments and always show up on time. That really does go a long way as well. And then keep clients updated on the project process. And I think the other thing that's really important in the conversation with homeowners is helping them see the value in your services. So advocating, inquiring, and envisioning. Communicate the value of your services clearly. Explain the benefits that you are providing through either the premium products that you're using, the labor, the crew that you have, how good they are. Refer to your reviews. Use examples and case studies in these moments to really advocate for yourself and the value that you bring to the table. And always be asking about what your client wants and needs, and truly listen to them. I think that there's so much power in just truly listening to the responses that people are giving when they're answering questions. And then, it helps you get a clear picture of their preferences. And make sure that you're taking notes throughout the process. Log them in your CRM, log them in a specific notebook to help you in the process. And I think cannot be understated the power of physical as well as digital selling tools to help clients visualize the results. Show examples of past projects to inspire confidence, either pulling up your social profile, go through your camera roll if you have anything in there, provide visual aids and mock-ups to really help clients see the potential outcomes. The conversations are going to ebb and flow, but color is always an interesting and sometimes difficult conversation to navigate. But there are a lot of tools and resources out there that can help you just show sheen. And BenjaminMoore.com has been working a lot on making tools that are easy for customers to find color. So if you have a customer who's looking for information, you can send them to BenjaminMoore.com and tell them to go into the paint color section where you can, filter into moods, look at specific projects if it is exterior season. So if they're looking for exterior inspiration, we have a landing page on our exterior section where you can see photos to get inspiration from. Here are some color recommendations that were handpicked by our color team. You can add them to a specific list, share that list with the client through that link up on the top there. And then here's a color wall that can be sort of interacted with. It's got over 1,400 colors in it, though. So I think one of the things that we recently did to modify this page is we introduced these filters where you're able to take a look at, maybe you want a more neutral farmhouse sort of vibe. So we just came down from 1,400 colors to 85. And we're looking at some colors, some color families that might be a little bit more in our wheelhouse. So let's try and narrow it a little bit more, see what we can get down to. Okay, we were leaning towards a dark color in the conversation, and here are 27 dark farmhouse neutral exterior paint color recommendations. And you can share these with customers, and that'll really help you steer the color conversation. So some recommendations here. Definitely prepare to explain the benefits of your services clearly. That preparation goes a long way. Ask the questions to understand your client's needs and preferences, and always use those visual aids to help clients see what the potential outcomes of your work will be. And I think that brings us up to about time here. So, if Michael's still around and we're at the 30-minute mark, happy to open the floor to Q&A.
Stefan, I'm here. I appreciate you.
All right.
Look at you, man. Getting done even like 30 seconds early, like a true professional.
That's how we do.
So
always respect the time box.
Yeah, we've got the question Q&A. Looks like it's open. Don't forget, we are giving away some of the that $500 success package for anyone that participates. So we are really hoping that you guys can throw some questions in. Stefan provided a lot of awesome information to crank up the lead generation and sales efforts. I would expect there's probably a lot of like detailed questions on how to best implement some of the strategies. Let's throw them in. First question, how often do you recommend publishing blog posts?
It's an interesting one. I mean, it's whatever cadence works for you. I mean, you want to focus. It's about quality more than quantity, I would say. So, if there is a particular project that went well or job that went well, and you feel that it's worth talking about, I would recommend finding the right balance between what there is to say and how frequently you want to say it. It's kind of a non-answer, but I would definitely say that quality over quantity. If you can get to one a week, I'd say that's pretty aggressive. But it also depends on how much you want to scale your content strategy. Mm-hmm. So if you want to be aggressive, more often is better than not.
Love it. Yep, I hear you saying, as often as you have time for when you have something important to say.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Ben asks, what advice do you have on building rapport with clients and subs? I think subcontractors, perhaps. So maybe it's two questions. Kind of, what advice do you have on building rapport with clients? Let's start there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to speak more from a homeowner perspective. Being somebody who has more conversations with contractors about fulfilling or getting something done in my home. I feel most comfortable when my needs are addressed. So if I have a specific timeline, if I'm trying to, or if I'm undecided, or my wife, who is a key decision maker, is not in the room, having some leave behinds goes a long way. But just getting comfortable with your process is one of the things that I think is a big communication hurdle to overcome. So just, focusing on the value that you can provide, and getting me as the homeowner, confident that you are going to, deliver on that value to my home. I think that's the rapport that I'm looking for. Not speaking from a contractor point of view, but hope that helps.
Yeah. If I can, maybe add a little bit as well, just from my own opinion, I think the one thing I would say is that like building rapport starts well before you ever meet the homeowner face to face. Stefan, you were showing some examples of websites, and I forget the name of the company now, but I remember they were in the Twin Cities, and you used it to talk about like the call to action. But the one thing that also stood out is there was an awesome picture, and I believe that might be the owner, the two owners or something, right there on the homepage, and they're smiling, and they look friendly and personable, relatable, whatever that word might be, of like, again, building that rapport. It's how you answer the phone. It's what's on your website. Perhaps it's sending out like an email before the appointment to introduce the estimator or the sales rep. It could be a video. It could be, here's a picture of, Stefan, who's going to be your sales rep when they come out to your appointment next Tuesday at noon. Maybe here's a little bit more about Stefan, and, he's got 2 young kids and whatever, just to, again, like make us like more personable and relatable to homeowners. There's a lot of different things that we can do to build that rapport before we ever show up at an estimate. So hopefully that helps. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
100%. I mean, like I was talking about throughout, those moments that matter truly do start before anybody picks up the phone.
Great.
So just making sure that, and I think that you make a great point when it comes to like showing who you are. I think that your personality also goes a really long way in terms of building rapport.
Yeah, love it. We got another question. Any ideas on getting backlinks to your website?
Yeah, this is a great opportunity. It's a plug for social, but like having all of those social profiles is are great places to link back to your website. Local town forums, town boards often have links to local businesses. So if there's like a .gov website near you, you can always reach out to the admin of that local website. Would definitely prioritize local. So if there are any other local businesses, or if you're sponsoring a local sports team, you can get a backlink from that local business. Other local businesses that you do a lot of work with. I think definitely prioritizing locally is the approach that I would take to getting backlinks to your website.
I love it. Throw some questions in. We've got a few more minutes. If you can use the Q&A section, it makes it a little bit easier for me to find them. But we do have some in the chat. Let's see. Do you recommend deleting negative reviews, or how do you recommend responding to negative reviews?
That's a good question. I mean, I would not recommend deleting negative reviews. But I definitely would not recommend letting them go unattended. They definitely, you don't want to let things fester. That's true in life. And it's definitely tenfold true when it comes to the digital landscape. So when somebody leaves a negative review, you want to take it seriously. You want to internalize it, because somebody did take the time and effort to leave that negative review. So you want to see if there's anything to improve upon internally. If there was something specific that this person had an issue with, it's a good idea to address that there was something specific that went wrong on the job, but handling it with a degree of humility and professionalism, and offering a bit of an opportunity to continue the conversation. That goes a long way in terms of establishing credibility and trust to people who are specifically looking at negative reviews, because that's something that also is very true of the digital space. A lot of people are going to see those 5 stars. They'll see your aggregate is a 4.8, and they'll go straight to that negative review to see what the negative experience is like, either because like all the 5 stars say the same thing, or for whatever reason. Some people will go to those negative reviews, and how you handle it really, really goes a long way towards building that trust.
Yep, I love it. Yeah, I'll just add another quick plug, I guess. But there's a book I read probably 10 years ago or something. It was called Hug Your Haters. It's written by a guy named Jay Baer. Have you heard of that, Stefan?
No, it sounds great though.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, the concept here, right, is like, I think a lot of us in our industry, we get these negative reviews and we see it as like, just this awful thing. And it certainly like it hits the ego, right? Our company is our baby, but the reality is like, this is great feedback. Maybe the customer has a legit complaint and we can get better from it, or maybe not. And to Stefan's point, it can just be an awesome opportunity to, address those concerns. That it's not necessarily for that person to read it, but for the future potential customer. And how you respond to that, I think is just critical. So I think, Stefan, you nailed that. I agree.
Hug your haters.
Check it out. I liked it. Kind of reframe your mindset there. Any other questions? We got maybe one more. I think we've covered them all. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody's. I apologize if I did. Somebody asked, do you recommend Company Cam? I know I mentioned in the chat I do. Any thoughts on that, Stefan?
I just started getting ads for Company Cam, so I haven't installed it or checked it out. But it certainly looks like a pretty worthwhile tool to explore. It's something that you can like walk around, and it can help you visualize and give specific.
Yep.
It's visualization, right?
Yeah, photos and videos. You can do walkthroughs. There's some checklist features. There's even some AI features for like an upgraded tiers and stuff like that. But
yeah,
we
new to
love
me.
it. It's great. We love it.
I'm going to have to check it out. We've got a lot of people in the chat I can see recommending it. So
yeah,
it's on the list. Thank you.
There's too many things, right? Well, awesome. Well, Stefan, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for being here. We love obviously our industry partners at Benjamin Moore. So thank you so much. You guys have a unique perspective on the industry, and just appreciate your willingness to share that with us today.
Thanks for having me, and thanks to all the contractors that stand by us. We appreciate you. We love you, and we'll see you out there.